Hare Krishna. I welcome everyone to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Today is very, very special because we have the kids presentation session on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every Sunday. And little children come forward and make very beautiful interactive presentations. And this presentation session is followed by presentation by all the kids of their week-long learning in Bhakti Sangha classes. So today for our special presentation, we have Hasini, who's from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. We are very, very fortunate to have her logging in from all the way from Hyderabad, from Visakhapatnam. From childhood, she has been a devotee and she was born in a devotee family. Her mother and father introduced her to Krishna consciousness when they heard a beautiful lecture from Nitai Sevini Mataji, and they were very inspired by her, and they have learned what Krishna consciousness is. And in a year, they have Hasini has picked up a lot of Krishna conscious concepts, and she loves reading Srila Prabhupada's books. She loves painting and reading. She's also been joining the Govinda and Madhava classes very regularly on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you so much, Hasini, for coming on the call. And the topic she has chosen today is how to always think about Krishna. So Hasini, now you can take over the call and start your presentation. Again, please make sure that your screen is shared. As of now, it appears unshared. So please share your screen and start your presentation. Now I'll mute Hasini. I'll mute myself. Hasini, you can take over.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Hasini, can you come on video?
Yes, Mataji.
So much Hasini for coming on the call and talk.
Hasini, can you come on video?
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। So today I have chosen the topic Smaranam, remembering Krishna. And then now we will get a question in our mind. What is Smaranam? Some way or the other, if someone establishes in his mind his continuous relationship with Krishna, this relationship is called remembrance. About this remembrance, there is a very beautiful, nice statement in Vishnu Puran, where it is said, simply by remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all living entities become eligible for all kinds of auspiciousness. Therefore, let me always remember the Lord, who is unborn and eternal. In the Padma Puran, the same remembrance is explained as follows. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Supreme Lord Krishna, because if someone remembers him either at the time of death or during his span of life, he becomes freed from all sinful activities. So we should always remember Krishna with our full consciousness and our pure devotion. Importance of Smaranam. Antakale cha mameva smaram muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samsayam. And whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me, attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So here, when we always think about Krishna with full pure devotion and with full surrender unto him, then immediately Krishna takes us to him. And again, we will be freed from all these sinful activities, and even we will not take this birth on this earth again. Remembering Lord at the time of death is a great fortune. Remembrance of Krishna is not possible for the impure soul who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in devotional service. Here it mentions that we should always remember Krishna, and before at the last breath of our life, remembering Krishna is not easy. It is very difficult, and it is only possible for the person who practice Krishna consciousness with full devotion. We can't predict with what last moments of our lives will be like. Death can be extremely painful and difficult moments, and likelihood of remembering Krishna at such time depends on his grace and our practice. Here it mentions that we should remember Krishna, and that is not very easy. So we have to practice from our childhood Krishna consciousness, and at the last breath of our life, it will be like we will feel like 60,000 crabs are attacking us, and in that time, while we remember Krishna, it is very, very useful for us. We will be freed from all sinful reactions we made in our life. Example of that is Jadabharata. Once in a village, there is a Rishi called Jadabharat. He is a very pure devotee of Krishna. He always be in Krishna consciousness, and he is very pure devotee of Krishna. He always be in Krishna consciousness. He always do yajnas to satisfy Krishna. Always preaches. And so one day what happened means, while he was just meditating, suddenly he heard a sound, and when he opened his eyes, and he saw that a deer was sitting very sadly, and the deer got hurt. So what happened? Jadabharat then what did you know? Then Jadabharat first aided the deer, and he only took care of the deer. And then what happened? Then when at the last breath of Jadabharat, immediately he was thinking, before at the last breath, Jadabharat was thinking what is the deer doing? Is the deer ate or not? He was just thinking about the deer. And in the next life, he was born as a deer. And then he realized his mistake. And now what he did in the last janma was gone. all his spirituality was gone. So at the last time of death, we should always remember Krishna. And even we at the last time of death, if we are in the situation that we just can't remember Krishna, and in the life span of time, when we do our Krishna consciousness very sincerely and purely, then Krishna will only come to us, and he will only chant, and he will only remember to by telling us in our ear. So here, how can we do Smaranam? As soon as you become expert in Smaranam and chanting, as soon as you become expert in hearing and chanting, then the next stage is Smaranam. Smaranam is thinking of anything you speak or hear. Later on, you contemplate. You meditate Smaranam. So Smaranam is the third stage. First of all, one must begin with hearing Shravanam. Otherwise, what about meditation? If you do not know the subject matter of meditation, where is the question of meditation? And that is chanting. Here in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu verse, which is the example of it. So directly we can't start the Smaranam, because in Navavidhi Bhakti, the first one is hearing and then chanting, Kirtanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam. So then only Smaranam. Directly we can't go to Smaranam. So first we have to become expert, or we have to know about hearing Shravanam and chanting Kirtanam. Then only we should start Smaranam. We can remember Krishna in many ways. We can remember Krishna while taking a glass of water, because the taste of water is Krishna. Here we can also say that when we are so tired and very much tired, we usually play. So when we are tired, we come to our house and drink some water. So then we can feel a very relief. We will feel very cool. So we can thank Krishna. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me this water, which makes me relief and very peaceful. And so here it is mentioned that the taste of water is Krishna. We can remember Krishna as soon as we see the sunlight in the morning, because the sunlight is a reflection of Krishna's bodily effulgence. Similarly, as soon as we see moonlight in the evening, we remember Krishna, because moonlight is also a reflection of Krishna. Similarly, when we hear any sound, we can remember Krishna, because sound is Krishna. Om is Krishna. And Om is Krishna. And the most perfect sound is the spiritual sound, which is Hare Krishna. We should chant it always 24 hours. So in our life, there is no scope of forgetting Krishna at any movement. It provided. Krishna plans everything. So in this life only, getting human life is very, very auspicious. So we should always thank Krishna for giving us this life, and we should always be engaged in Krishna consciousness. And even we can also remember Krishna by reading Prabhupada books. We can remember Krishna in this way also. Among all the stars, Krishna is the moon. Among all the Adityas, Krishna is Vishnu. Among all the Vedas, Krishna is the Samaveda. Among all the senses, Krishna is the mind. Among all the Rudras, Krishna is Shankara. Among all the Vasus, Krishna is Agni. Among all the great sages, Krishna is Brukhu. Among all the cows, Krishna is the Surabhi cow. Among all the immovable things, Krishna is Himalayas. Among all the rivers, Krishna is the Ganga river. Among all the creators, Krishna is Brahma. Personification of Smaranam. Examples of Smaranam. Prahlad Maharaj is a very great example for Smaranam. Prahlad Maharaj's father, Hiranyakashipu, was a very demonic king. He began practicing a severe penance at Mandara mountain valley. There he stood on one leg, on his toes, and kept his arms towards the sky, because he wanted to be stronger and control everyone of this universe. He wanted to live forever and ever. He stood there for many years, and his penance was so intense that everything around him became very hot. A huge ant hill came up around him. The intense of the heat even felt by the other planets. Devatas could not bear this. The heat, the heat, and requested Lord Brahma for help. When Lord Brahma arrived the Mandara mountain valley, he was astonished to see a skeleton of Hiranyakashipu still breathing around in the ant hill. Then Lord Brahma sprinkled some water, and Hiranyakashipu regained his original form. He offered his obeisances and prayers to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma asked him what he desired, and then he told, "I want to be immortal." Hiranyakashipu replied, "That is not possible." Said Brahma, "Very well, then I want to grant me the following wishes." Hiranyakashipu said, "I shall grant you anything within my power." Lord Brahma replied. Hiranyakashipu then asked that he may never be killed by any of the creature of land or sea, any weapon, human being, or the devatas. He also wished that he should not die in daytime or at the night time. Also, he would not die inside or outside any building, on land or in air. He also asked for all kinds of mystical abilities. Lord Brahma granted them all within his power. While Hiranyakashipu was in the valley of Mandara mountain, the Devatas attacked his kingdom. They captured Hiranyakashipu's wife, Kayadhu, who was pregnant. The Devatas feared that she would give birth to yet another powerful demon. So they planned to kill the child at birth to save the universe from yet another terror. So here the Devatas were very terrified that when Kayadhu is pregnant, so in Kayadhu's womb there is another demon will born, and then another universe will be also destroyed. So they plan to kill, the devatas plan to kill the baby in the womb. Narad Muni, the great sage, came to the rescue. Sage Narada knew the child in Kayadhu's womb was actually a very, very great devotee of Krishna. So he took her to his own ashram for the protection of the unborn baby. During her stay there, he spoke to Kayadhu about the glories of Lord Narayana. The child in her womb listened to all the sage Narada spoke. Within his newly acquired boon, Hiranyakashipu regained his kingdoms from the Devatas. He took his wife from the Narad Muni's ashram. No one could stop him. He misused his boon and tortured all the sages and the Devatas. He sat on a golden throne. He drank liquor and golden cups served by beautiful women. And the boy was now 5 years old, who is born from Kayadhu's womb. He is none other than Prahlad Maharaj. One day, Hiranyakashipu lifted Prahlad Maharaj on his lap as he sat and asked him, "How do you like your new teachers, Shanda and Amarka? Tell me, what did you learn in the school?" And Prahlad Maharaj answered that, "Well, father, the best of all subjects is how one can properly serve and satisfy Lord Narayana." Hiranyakashipu got angry hearing this from Prahlad. He threw away him from his laps onto the floor. "Guards, take him," and he ordered the guards, "Guards, take him away and kill him. He is not my son at all. He is a friend of my enemy. Kill him now." Prahlad Maharaj was dragged down the flights of narrow stone stairs on into the palace Chukan. Rakshasas with sharp teeth and copper-colored hair poked him with sharp tridents. Prahlad Maharaj chanted of Lord names. He was chanting, "Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya." The razor-sharp tridents did not even kept a mark on his skin. Prahlad was then forced to drink a strong poison. He took it chanting the holy names of the Lord, and poison had no effect because he chanted holy names. Of Krishna. Then the Rakshasas were surprised that they could not hurt Prahlad, because any attempt they do, it fails. So then through the doors came an enormous elephant with fearsome tusks. The demons placed Prahlad down on the floor with ropes tied on his tiny little hands and feet. The elephant was made to walk right on top of him. Prahlad was unharmed. They took Prahlad into a large cooking pot full of boiling oil. Nothing hurt Prahlad, who was constantly chanting, and then they threw him into a pit of cobras. But the cobras did not bite him as he was chanting. Then they threw him off a high cliff, but all in vain, Prahlad continued to chant the holy names of the Lord. But when he reached the ground, Prahlad was not hurt and he continued his prayers. And the attempts they did, there is no use for any attempt. So this news reached Hiranyakashipu. And then, what do you mean you cannot kill him? And the guard said, we cannot kill him, your majesty. And any attempt we do, it fails, they said. So then, what do you mean cannot kill him? Hiranyakashipu was furiously asking. Prahlad was brought before the angered Hiranyakashipu. He questioned Prahlad Maharaj. You say your God is supreme and powerful. So is he here in this pillar? Yes, Father, he is in this pillar. He is in this pillar. He is in the floor. He is in the sky. He is in your heart. He is everywhere, answered Prahlad calmly. Here, Prahlad Maharaj said that he is omnipresent. He killed him, and then Lord Narasimhadev came from the pillar, and then he killed Hiranyakashipu by his half lion and half human. That is called Narasingha form. He kept Hiranyakashipu on his lap, which was neither in the sky nor on the earth, and for him with his nails sitting at the entrance. It was neither day nor night, but was during sunset. Thus Hiranyakashipu was killed, not against his bones. Devatas showered flowers from heaven upon Lord Narasimhadev. Upon Lord Narasimhadev, Prahlad stepped forward to offer his obeisances and prayers to Narasimhadev, who patted his head affectionately and said, I am very pleased with you. You may ask from me anything you wish, Prahlad said. I just want to serve you, my dear Lord. Birth after my birth, my Lord. Lord Narasimhadev said, I will give you the blessing that you will rule over entire the universe for thousands and thousands of years. Prahlad said, thank you, my Lord. As for my father, I pray that he may be delivered from his ignorance. Lord Narasimha blessed and said, my dear Prahlad, the members of any family that gives birth to a pure devotee like you shall all be liberated from repeated birth and Prahlad ruled the universe for thousands and thousands of years. All the citizens lived a blissful, spiritual, and happy Krishna conscious life. Lord Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. And here there is another example of Smaranam. Haridas Thakur, he is a Muslim, a Mohammedan by birth, and was a very great devotee and pure devotee of Krishna. And he was always chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was his only fault. However, the Muslim Qazi called him and forth and said, you are a Mohammedan, born in a great Mohammedan family, yet you are chanting this Hindu Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Qazi said. And then, what is this? Haridas Thakur mildly replied, my dear sir, there are many Hindus who have become Mohammedans. Suppose I have become a Hindu. What is wrong with this? The Quasi became very angry and ordered Haridasa Thakur to be whipped in 22 bazaars. And this is essentially meant that he was to be beaten to death. But because he was such a great devotee, he did not actually feel the pain. As he was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As he was chanting the holy names of Krishna. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he went to Navadvip, he was just trying to preach in Navadvip. But the King Kwasi, what he did, he told his guards to just roll Chaitanya Mahaprabhu around all the 22 bazaars, and by just attacking him with the tridents. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was such a very great devotee that he was just praying for the gods, and the people were saying what he's praying. He was praying that, "Oh Krishna, please don't hurt this. Please don't hurt this people, because they don't know hurting a devotee is a aparad." So like that, there are so many great personalities who can be set an example for everything. The best way to remember Krishna is to chant his holy name. Please always chant and always think about Krishna. Always. Every moment of our life, 24 hours, we can think about Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hasini. This was such a fantastic presentation. You were very, very expressive, very emphatic in your voice. It was so nice, your narration of Smaranam, right from the definition of Smaranam to why it is important, quoting verses from Bhagavad Gita, telling us how we can always meditate on Krishna, and then quoting two beautiful examples of Prahlad and Haridas Thakur. And they are very, very heart-moving stories. Very nice, very, very nice. Hasini, you made an amazing presentation. Thank you so much. You're very expressive. You should do more katha. You should build on this very nice talent that you have. Thank you so much for coming on the call and giving us your very valuable association.
Thank you, dearest Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And all the children on the call, if you have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and ask Hasini now.
Hare Krishna, you were you're so wonderful of telling this presentation. You told it so. Why did you choose the slide?
What? I did not understand your question.
Where did you choose this slide?
Actually, I chose the slide from the presentation. I made it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Hasini, for the beautiful presentation and wonderful story narration. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice. So many points. Like idea of how to remember Krishna. And if we start from Smaranam, so many people purport and then Prabhupada lecture.
You're not audible. Can you please come closer or do something about it?
Not hearing Mataji?
This is better.
Thank you so much, Hasini, for very beautiful class. It's very nice and lot of point from Prabhupada purport and his lecture, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much. Very nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hasini. That is a nice presentation.
Thank you, Subhadra.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. It was very, very, very beautiful, beautiful presentation. Thank you so much for such a beautiful presentation. I really like the points that you shared. Everything from the point how we have to, chant Hare Krishna and hear Hare Krishna, and then we can remember it. And you were talking about Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. The explanation was very nice. And Prahlad Maharaj's story, everything that you said was so beautiful. And the way your expressions was also so nice. Thank you so much. And I always like you because you are joining from India, even though late nights or early in the morning, you are still there in Bhakti Sangha calls. That shows your enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. Seeing you, really, I am getting very much inspired. Thank you so much for your association.
You all should inspire me.
Hare Krishna, Hasini. The presentation was very beautiful and I really liked it, and especially I liked that how you were explaining, and I like that you gave two stories as an example so we could all understand, and you are saying so slowly and calmly that we could understand really properly, and I really thank you for this presentation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hasini. Your presentation was very nice.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hasini. That you love your presentation and how you said Smaranam. And you tell all the examples of it. And Prahlad Maharaj in the story of Nrsimhadev.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no other questions or comments for Hasini, we can move on to the next part of the program, which is the presentation by the Damodar Kunda and Madhava children. Thank you so much, Hasini, for the very sweet presentation. And Anjana Gopika Mataji, would you like to take over?
Yes, Hasini. Hasini, do you want to share any Vaishnava song or anything from what you learned from the
Mataji, your voice
group?
is breaking. Can you repeat it again?
Okay. Do you want to share anything from Vaishnava song? What did you learn in Bhakti Sangha?
Yes, Mataji. I will sing Govinda Stotram.
Yes, go ahead.
Govinda Damodara Stotram.
Yeah.
अग्रे कुरूणामतपाण्डवानां दुःशासनेन कृतवस्त्रकेशा कृष्णा तदा क्रोशदनन्यनाथ गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति श्रीकृष्ण विष्णु मधुकैटभारे भक्तानुकम्पीन् भगवान् मुरारे त्रायस्व मां केशवलोकनाथ गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति विक्रेतु कामा किल गोपकन्या मुरारिपादार्पितचेत्तवृत्ति दद्याति कामो अवशादवोचद् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति उलूखले संहृततण्डुलांश्च सङ्घट्टयान्त्यो मुसलै प्रमुक्तः गायन्ति गोप्यो जनितानुराग गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Anybody want to go? From Damodar, yes, Subhadra, go ahead.
Okay. I'll see the rhyme first. Sachi Mata, where Mother Sachi, where is my? Oh, I don't know. He went to get his friends. Nimai's friends, where is Nimai? Oh, we don't know. He went to bath in the Ganges. Ganga Mata, where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. We want to do some kirtan party. Where is Nimai? Here he is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You want to say Brahma Samhita Sloka?
Brahma Samhita Shloka. Sarvayonishu Kaunteya.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yad Baba Baba.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya. Mutaya Sambhavantiyaha. Tasam Brahma Mahadyone. Aham Bija Pradapita. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Anybody want to go? Subhadra and Giridhari?
Yes, Mataji. This is Shubhadra. Can I go first then? Sarvayoneshu Kaunteya Pravashmi Shashi Shureha Pranava Sarvavedeshu Shabda. Wait. Mataji, actually, I don't know the shloka.
What?
I don't know the shloka, Mataji.
Tasam Brahma.
Tasam Brahma Mahadyone.
Aham Bija Pradapita.
Aham Bija Pradapitaha. Can I say the rhyme?
Yes.
Mother Sachi, where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. He went to play with his friends. Nimai's friends, where is Nimai? Oh, we don't know. He went to bath in Ganges. Ganga Mata, where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. He went to do Sankirtan party. Where is Nimai? Here he is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mataji, can I say the Brahma Samhita?
Yes.
Ekopyasauraichitam Jagadanda Yakshaktirasti Jagadanda Charaya Dantaha Andarantarasta Paramani Charantarastam Govindamari Purisham Tamaham Bhajami. Can Giridhari go?
Yes, Giridhari, go ahead.
Mataji, can I say the rhyme? Okay, Mother Sachi, where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. He went to play with his friends. Nimai's friends. Where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. He went to bat it Ganga. Ganga Mata, where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. He went to do Sankirtan party. Where is Nimai? Oh, I don't know. So he is here. Some doing Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You want to say the Brahma Shmita? Yeah. Ekapya Rahititam Jagadanda Kotim Yakshati Asti Jagadanda Jaganda Charaya Andarantarasta Andaranstam Paramanam Charantarastam Paramam Charandastam Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Rajami. Can I go, Mataji? Can I go, Mataji?
Yes, Salini, go ahead.
Yad Bhava Bhavata Diya Manusya Chaiva Sampraparupa Mahina Jnanavusha Shakti Evanigama Medite Savanti Govindamani Mahambajami Savayonishu Konteya Mataya Sambhavanti Tasam Brahma Mahanyoni Hambija Padapita Mother Sachi, where is Nia? Oh, I don't know. He went to play with his friends. Oh, Nimai's friends. Where is Nima? I don't know. He went to take a bath in Ganga Mata. Where is Nima? Oh, I don't know. He went to play in the Sankirtan party. Where is Nima? Oh, I don't know. Here he is. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shika Jandha Vacha, Nama Bhagavate Tasmai, Takshitatmakam, Parishayati Bijaya, Parishaya Vatimai. Yasminam Yatashedam, Yeninam, Idam Swayam. Yosmat Parasmat, Chaparastam, Prabandya Swayam Bhuvam. Snaya Sadmanidam Nijamaya Pritam Kachit Vihatam Kacha Tatparoitam Avityadiksha Sa Asmamura Vatumam Paratparaha Kalena Panchat Eteshu Krishna Sulokeshu Baleshu Sarvahiteshu Tasma Nasa Nangaviram Yastasya Pare Vivirajate Vidu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Mataji. Could I tell Hare Krishna rhyme that I learned?
Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Balram, do you want to go?
Thank you, Mataji.
Balram, Mukund, anybody else from Govinda group?
Mataji, can Balram say Mataji?
Yes, Balram.
Rakshasam Vasunam Padakaschasmi Veruashikariне Mam Purudasam Mukyam Mam Vidhi Bhata Brahaspatim Nirani Namaham Skanda Parasamasvi Sagara Maharshi Viramasmi Aksharam Yagnafi Savarana Himalaya तस्मात्मका पुरुषायादि विद्या परुषाया विधि स्वयंभुवा कालेन पंचकमितेषु सर्वहितेषु Thank you, Mataji.
Mukunda, do you want to go? Anybody else is remaining? Please let. I think we can end the call. Is there anybody else? Okay, now once a kalptarvesya kripasi. Hey, Brinda, Balabrinda, Mataji, Balabrinda want to go?
Mataji, no Mataji, she's learning the sing the dance.
Okay, okay. Once a kalptarvesya kripasi. Patitanama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you, Hasini, once again.
Thank you. Ansi, thank you so much. Hari Bol. Ending the call.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Your presentation was
Thank you, Mataji.
so much. Hari Bol, ending the call. Bye bye. See you tomorrow, everyone.